Well, tonight we have an update on the state of the State House. It has been closed now to visitors for 700 days because of the pandemic, and we've been asking for months why.
Now, back in November, David went to the State House to see who'd actually returned to work.
That's right, and I found a lot of locked doors and a lot of empty offices.
So why is the State House still closed 23 months into this pandemic? As WBZ political analyst John Keller learned, even people who work there don't have the answer.
We are the only state house in the entire nation that has not reopened its doors safely to those residents that we serve.
From classrooms at local colleges and schools to games and concerts at the Garden, every major indoor venue has been letting the vaccinated in for months, except this one. What is the holdup? This issue has turned out to be a real Beacon Hill hot potato. The Senate President and House Speaker seem to agree the new state vaccination verification app offers a way to get the State House reopened, but the working groups they've appointed are still working on it. And the governor says it's up to the House and Senate to decide. Oh, that's hot. To this government watchdog, it's no mere technicality.
There's a strong value to the public to be able to physically access the building and lawmakers, and for lawmakers to be able to be physically present during debates and deliberations and for public hearings. There's really no adequate substitute.
The head of the State House Press Association says it's made their job tougher.
The news that people want to get out will always find a way to get out. When you're trying to uncover things that people are less willing to talk about, that's trickier if you don't have that same kind of access to people in person.
And for this state senator, there's no excuse.
People need an opportunity to have their voices heard in the people's house, and right now that's not happening.
Well, John, you know, when I did the story back in November, I think it was the House Speaker who said that during this process with them working from home via Zoom, having conferences via Zoom, allowing the public into these Zoom sessions, that perhaps the public had more access to lawmakers because they didn't have to leave their house in order to see the proceedings. But a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people kind of feel like as long as the public is kept out of the State House, then there's just less to see, less to know.
I think there's a little bit of truth all the way around there, David. The guy from Common Cause was speaking approvingly of the Zoom access that citizens have been able to enjoy, that's been a plus. On the other hand, I think it's clear that the inability to have physical access to the building is taking its toll. And I think there are, along with a lot of other reasons, valid health concerns and so forth, I think there are a lot of reps and senators who see what Mayor Wu's been going through over at Boston City Hall with very vocal protesters heckling her, shouting down her press events and so forth, and they say, you know, I don't know if I really want another taste of that action.
So they don't want to walk through protests to go to the State House to do their job?
That's well said. Yes, sir.
Sorry about the delay there. That happens here on when we're trying to talk to people at home. But John Keller, thank you for the insight and thank you for the follow-up. Appreciate it. Lisa?